Welcome to another Tea Cozy Folk vlog with me, Suzy Cowper, and I'm in the summer house because it's nice and warm again. It's lovely to get some sunshine, and it's April, and I've got things to show you. I've got tea cozies, chocolate orange cozies, and things that I'm working on, and I'm going to show you a tip as well, and it's to do with the head and embroidering the face on. So I've got that to show you later as well, and it's on a tea cozy that I'm working on at the moment, so that's something to look forward to a bit later on in the vlog. But I've got stacks to show you, so I'm going to get on. And the first thing, because it's April, you know, it's chocolate orange time again, because every month in the 2025 calendar there's a new Terry's chocolate orange cozy to knit. So and this month, because of Easter, it's the Easter bunny. There he is, isn't he cute? And he's got great big ears and he's really sweet. So it fits on a Terry's chocolate orange. He's got a little pom-pom for a tail around the back, which is cute. You know, I don't know about you, but I don't make pom-poms very often, do you? So it's quite cute when you make a pom-pom. It's like a novelty. I think when I was a child, I probably made pom-poms on a regular basis. But, you know, now I'm grown up. I don't get to make them very often, so it's nice to make a pom-pom. But he's the rabbit chocolate orange cozy, and he's in the calendar. So if you want to knit one too, get the calendar. Now the first thing I've got to show you is the parrot hanger, and he was in Simply Knitting magazine. Oh, his feet aren't on the perch. There he is, he's perched now, look. He was in Simply Knitting, I can't remember what issue, was it 263, something like that. But anyway, he was in Simply Knitting, and here he is in the flesh. My daughter's after him, she wants him hanging in her bedroom. And he's a lovely parrot. So you knit the parrot, you knit the back and the front separately, and then sew them together. And the ring I got online, so it's just a bamboo ring. They're quite inexpensive really. And yeah, and he's suspended, look, on a piece of fishing line. So, but he looks like he's just hanging there. He's really cute. And the knitting pattern for the parrot is going to be a digital download on the website on the 10th of April. So if you want to knit a parrot, you can knit one too. And you can knit them in any colour. You know, you could have him all red if you wanted, or I don't know, any colour you like. Red and white, red and green. You could have him red, white and blue. But here's the Macaw Parrot Hanger, and he'll be on the website on the 10th. Staying with Simply Knitting, this month's Simply Knitting magazine has got the Koala tea cozy in. Oh, do you like him? He's really cute, isn't he? So he's based on a koala, and he's just a little tea cozy, and he's lovely. He's so sweet. And I didn't realise, but koalas have really funny little hands. It's like they've got 2 thumbs and 3 fingers, and their feet look a bit like, I don't know, ape feet, don't they? But he's a lovely little tea cozy. Well, he's not little because he's for a medium-sized teapot, and he's knitted in Stylecraft yarn. And he's lovely, isn't he? He's so cute. Somebody asked me if I would design a koala tea cozy, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll do him, and I put him in the magazine because, you know, people love koalas, don't they? They're so cute. And I think it's National Koala Day sometime soon, so he'll be perfect for that, won't he? And you know, and he will be in the Simply Knitting magazine on the 17th, I think it's the 17th of April he'll be in. And if you want to buy Simply Knitting magazines, there's lots of offers at the moment for subscriptions. So you can, I think the offer at the moment is buy 6 magazines, and that's delivered in the UK for £16. So that's really good value, isn't it? You know, that's less than £4 each. What is that? I don't know how much it is each. I can't do the maths that quick, not while I'm talking. But yeah, it's a really good deal. So if you want to have, you know, the next 6 Simply Knitting magazines delivered to your door, that's a brilliant bargain. So go along and get your subscription, and then you'll get this Tea Cozy in your subscription. And also I've got some more coming up in the coming months. I can't tell you about them or what they are at the moment, I'm sworn to secrecy, but there'll be some more popping up later on in the year. So, you know, it'd be a good time to get a subscription, because then you'll get all my knitting patterns. We've come to the part in the vlog where I'm going to show you a knitting tip. And this knitting tip is for embroidering the face on a head. So this is my head, and oh, she's a Lumberjill, just in case you were wondering. And she's got, you know, big voluptuous hair, because I don't know, in the 1940s everybody had curls, didn't they? They loved all that. So this is her head, and the head's stuffed quite firmly. Look, now I've got quite big hands, and her head is the size of my fist. So what's that? They're like the size that jacket potatoes used to be, you know, before they all got little. But they used to be much bigger, didn't they, jacket potatoes? They need to leave them in the ground a bit longer, I think. But anyway, well, it's not very nice. I'm stabbing her in the head. But this is my head, and I'm going to embroider her face on. I've sewn her nose in place, and this is her hair that it's going to be, and that is going to be where it's going to be. I know this bit looks funny, but she's going to have a hat on, so you're not going to see that. So it'll look like that. See? So and it's good to get the hair in place first, because then you can count the stitches in and make sure your nose is in the middle. So that's what I've done. So I've pinned her hair in. It's just pinned in place. I've not sewn it yet, and I've got the nose on. And then it's time for the black yarn. So this is just black DK yarn, and I'm going to take a length and thread up a needle. You know, when people draw faces, they kind of think that, you know, your eyes are up here, but they're not actually. That's where your hair is and the top of your head. And actually, eyes are in the middle of your head, which is about, I don't know, about there, I suppose. Look, and the nose is lower. So that's where I'm aiming for my eyes. And because once you've got the nose in place, you can look, you can see there that they are the stitches taken up by the nose, and my eyes want to be on the outside of that. But because I've got just DK yarn and I need to anchor it first, so I like to anchor it under the hair, which is why I haven't sewn the hair down yet, because I can make a nice anchor point here, and you're not going to see it because it'll be covered up with the hair. So that's a great little tip there, because it's horrible when you've got to, you know, anchor it in a visible place. Right, so now I'm coming through the stuffing. I'm going to pop out in about the middle of the head. Oh, look, just there. And the needle's gone through the centre of the head. So there's no black line visible there. I'm going to show you that in a moment. So, and then I just do a few stitches in the same place over a stitch, look. Through and through. That's all there is to it. It's just over sewing. So you just make a little eye, and you can make it as big as you like. I do find though, when I do this, the top of the eye ends up quite straight, and she looks a bit angry. I think it makes the characters look a bit angry. So what I try to do is do my last stitch so it's in the top of the corner here, and then I bring it down to here, because it kind of cuts the corner off and looks a lot better. Now I'm going to show you another thing as well while I'm doing that. I'm going to pass the yarn, that's really close to the surface there, and I've done it deliberately to show you. Now Oh look, so that's my first one where it cuts the corner off and makes the eye look better. But this, look, can you see? You can see the black yarn because it's only just under the knitting there, so you can see there's a black line going across. And you know, if you finish that and you did the other eye, that would, well, it would bother me. I think that spoils the look of the face and I don't like it. So I've undone it and I'm going to redo it. So in at the corner to round that eye off, and the eye, look, needs to pop out level with the nose, so it's about there. But I'm going to go through the stuffing. Now I've dug in there, so now there's stuffing between the knitting and the needle, so that black line won't show. Look, and it's gone, it's not there, and it's such a neater finish, so much better. And then you do the other eye, and I'll just whiz through this so it looks the same as the first. I don't know why I've needed to turn her head upside down. I think it's because I like to go right to left. But it does make things easier if you sort the head out before putting it on the actual tea cozy, because you know, then if you do need to turn it upside down, you know, it's much easier to turn it upside down when it's just a loose head. Right, so now I'm going to do the corner thing again, squash the stitches up a bit, and I'm going to pop out down here for the mouth, and I've got lots of stuffing in there again. I've gone through the stuffing with a needle to keep my yarn hidden because I don't want it showing on the face of my tea cozy. So this is the start of her mouth. And you know, and it's customary to have a nice smiley one. I think you wouldn't really want a frowning one, would you? Perhaps she likes her work. She's a lumberjill. She's outside all day with the trees. So this is the other corner of the mouth where I want it to pop up, and I'm going under again, getting some stuff in so it won't be visible here. And I've popped out there and it's over the yarn, look, because I want to trap this bit of yarn. Look, see, it's going to trap it, and that creates a smile. And then you go back down, this will anchor that smile, but this is the end of the face and I'm not going to use this yarn again. So I'm going to bring it out here under the hair where it can't be seen again. And I pull it. Now, the harder you pull it, let me just show you. If you pull it too hard, it goes like this. And she looks a bit, you know, there's like a point there. It's V-shaped. So don't pull it too tight. And then she'll just have a nice smile. That's it. And then you anchor off here again, and then when the hair's all in place you won't see where I tied off. And they're my top tips for embroidering the face on your head. So next time you're doing a head, try and, you know, some of those things will have stayed with you, you know, and you'll think, oh, she said this here, she said that there. And, you know, they will help. And I think a lot of people find embroidering the face on their tea cozies being, you know, one of the tricky things, because you want something that's neat but also cute, you know, and realistic. Look, well, not realistic because she's knitted, she's not realistic, but, you know, with the eyes and everything in the right places. So, so I hope it helped, and I hope your faces improve. Oh, that sounds a bit rude. You know what I mean? And this is the rest of the Lumberjill. So they worked for the forestry during World War II, because all the men had gone off to war, so the women had to cut down trees, and you know, because we still needed timber, and the women went and did it, you know, a bit like the land girls and, you know, the wrens, and you know, there were ladies who joined the forestry as well, and they went and looked after the trees, and they wore a green uniform. So she's got her brown trousers and her green jumper, and it's a little v-neck jumper, and then she's got a big hair, and she has a beret on as well, dark green beret, and she's going to have arms. And I thought I'd give her a big saw, you know, those two women's saws, you know, for cutting down trees. I think they're called cross-cut saws. That's what I think they're called. But yeah, so I'm going to give her a big saw, because I thought it'd add to comic effect, really, because it'd be really big, tall next to her. So, and she will be on the website on the 1st of May, and because she needs to be on quick in time for VE Day. But she will also feature on the VE Day page of knitting patterns on the website. I'll put the link down below, and if you want to knit a tea cosy for VE Day, all the suitable patterns are there on that page, so you'll see them. Staying with World War II, this is another tea cosy that I've designed, which is based on a famous photo, and the photo is of a US sailor, and he just heard the news that the war had finished, and he grabbed the nearest person and kissed her, and she happened to be a dental nurse. And it's such a famous photo, and I was inspired, you know, because I thought, you know, how would I feel at the end of the war, hearing that, you know, the war had finished and our loved ones, you know, could come home, and you know, you'd just be elated, wouldn't you? You'd be so thrilled, you wouldn't be able to describe it, and it must have been so exciting. And I know that this US sailor, he wasn't worried about VE Day, he was worried about VJ Day, and that's when the photo was taken, VJ Day. But I've called this tea cosy design the end of the war kiss, because I'm sure the sentiments would have been the same. There would have just been elated, and there would have been hugging and kissing, and people would have celebrated. They would have been so pleased that war was over, because, you know, you do get war fatigue, you know, and everybody was impoverished and living on the breadline. It must have been so tough, and all the time you're worried about sons, brothers, uncles, you know, who are fighting in the war. It must have been horrendous, awful, awful time. But this tea cosy celebrates the end of the awful time, and that's what I thought was really inspiring. And so here's my rendition of that photo. So it's loosely based on that. Obviously, the sailor was fit and tall and strong and handsome, and my sailor is short and dumpy and looks like a teapot, because he's a tea cosy. But here he is. I'll give you a tour. So this is the sailor, and he's all knitted in blue. He's got his sailor collar on, and he's got a sailor's hat, and I think I must have been a bit Elvis inspired, because I seem to have given him a bit of a quiff going on there, but that's okay, we like Elvis. And this is his dental nurse that he's grabbed to kiss, and that's why she's all dressed in white. And yeah, and he's just holding her, and in the photo he's tipping her back. It looks a bit like, you know, when they tango and they lay the ladies back, and that's kind of what he's doing. He's tilted her back and he's kissed her. And yeah, and that's the tea cosy, and it fits a medium-sized teapot. And the main tea cosy is obviously the sailor, and she's knitted like a doll. So you knit her separately and then pin her to the teapot, well, to the main cosy, and then his arms come round. So he really is supporting her and holding her in place. But I think it's a lovely tea cosy look. And wouldn't it be lovely for, you know, a bride and groom? It could easily be turned into a bride and groom, couldn't it? You know, or a wedding anniversary present, perhaps, of somebody you know. But yeah, I think it's really cute. I really like it, and I love that it's celebrating, you know, peacetime, because it's good to celebrate peacetime. And that tea cozy will be on the website on the 24th of April. So if you want to knit one of these, it's a bit of an epic. I think it's a 9-page knitting pattern, so it's a long one. There's lots of parts because, you know, you're doing 2 figures, but you know, it's lovely. It's a lovely tea cozy, and it's it just captures that moment, doesn't it? The end of the war. Hooray! One more little thing to tell you about, and it's something completely random and different. I've been helping make story sacks, and one of the things I've been asked to make is, you know, the little nursery rhyme, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Well, I've been asked to make, I don't know, a character for that nursery rhyme to accompany it. So when the teacher's teaching the children, this is the rhyme, she's got a little handheld toy that she can manipulate and dance around to engage with the children and to, you know, interact and excite them. So, and I thought, oh, I like that. I'm quite a connoisseur of teapots. I don't know if you'd noticed. So, you know, I was really thrilled to be making the I'm a Little Teapot, and it's going to be it's going to have a teapot looking body, but I still wanted it to have the essence of person, because I don't know if you know the rhyme. It says, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle and here's my spout. So, you know, oh, that was the other way around. Here's my handle, there's my spout. That's better. And so you use your arms to show the actions, and I wanted this little character to have arms to do the actions as well, because that's what the children will be doing. So it's got a teapot body, it's got little arms and little legs and a little head sticking up, and I thought, wouldn't it be cute if I put a lid on the head, because the lid of the teapot, but it'll look like a little hat, and actually it looks a bit like a tam o' shanter. And so, well, you can see in the picture that that's how it looks. But yeah, so I'm making this little doll, and it's going to be, I don't know, this big. And I thought, because I'm making it anyway, I thought I'll write down the pattern. And because, you know, maybe there's other people who would love a little teapot too. You know, I don't know, you don't have to be making a story sack, do you? You know, you could be making one for your child or a grandchild or a niece or a nephew. And I just thought it'd be fun, and it's teapot related, so I couldn't resist. So I'm writing it down, and that little pattern will be available on the website soon. I'm hoping it'll be before the end of the month. So yeah, so I don't know when. I haven't got the dates written down for that yet, but if you're on the newsletter, you'll get notified, because I release a newsletter every Thursday just to say what's been released on the website. So if you want to be notified, join the newsletter. I'll put the details down below. There's a link. So, and I won't sell you details or drive you bonkers with hundreds of emails. It's just to let you know when a Tea Cosy's knitting pattern's been released on the website. That's all it is. But anyway, I'm rambling. If you would like to get notified of when new knitting patterns hit the website, join the newsletter below. I'll put the link below and you can sign up. And that's all I've got to show you for now. And I'm looking forward to May. I've got lots more that I want to get knitting during May. And I'm loving the weather. It has, you know, because it's nice and sunny, it is gardening weather really. So I have been doing a bit of gardening. So it's nice, isn't it? Because, but now I'm torn between, shall I go and garden or shall I stay in home and knit? And I don't really want to stay in home. I want to be outside in the sunshine. It's so nice. And you don't know how long it's going to last, do you? So it's like, oh, make hay while the sun shines. But anyway, I will see you next month, and I will have lots more to show you because I'm always knitting. So I'll see you next month. You stay safe and well and enjoy this glorious weather while you can. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye.